This is infrared. And we're in Brooklyn Bridge Park so that you don't have to be. It's Saturday, October 14th, about 1:45 or 1:45. 13:45 for you, those of you on military time. And we are emerging from one of the main exits, or the southernmost exit of the park at Pier 6 and Atlantic Avenue. And we're here today because the city has closed down the northbound lanes of the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway in front of us on that overpass, and restricted, I think, the southbound to one lane. So what does it look like around here? Because all northbound traffic on the BQE, which normally carries 150,000 vehicles on a weekday, is, I assume half of them are northbound. So those vehicles, although not 150,000 on a weekend, are being forced off on Atlantic Avenue, onto Atlantic Avenue, and the nearest northbound local street, which is, I think, Hicks Street. So here is much heavier southbound traffic on Remsen Street than you would normally see on a Saturday. And here we have traffic enforcement agents. We have rescue vehicles for NYPD, MTA, in case vehicles need to be towed. You have a traffic light that never changes. And how's it going? And you have a number of DOT support vehicles. And we can see down here on Columbia Street that a lot of vehicles are rejoining the BQE at this first entrance south of the restricted area. Now, what about the traffic that's been forced off the northbound lanes? What about it? So here was some kind of community mural that was painted over by graffiti, or with graffiti. Same thing on the other side. I wonder if the original art can be restored, or at least made visible again. So here we have, in fact, a rented truck blocking the entrance to the northbound BQE. By the way, here's a secret. BQE stands for Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. And here, it looks like all the traffic being forced off right now, passenger cars and one van. And here we have someone who It doesn't exactly want to follow the rules. Let's see. Okay. Now where's he going to go? Maybe the truck drivers are all smart enough to avoid the BQE this weekend, although if they're coming from Staten Island, well, maybe they just didn't come through Staten Island. They went north through Jersey to come through the Lincoln Tunnel or something, rather than be forced off here. So, other than these few intersections, it looks pretty normal for a miserably rainy Saturday afternoon on Atlantic Avenue. So, this is infrared. This is what you've been watching. Stay dry. This is infrared. And we're at Brooklyn Bridge Park so that you don't have to be. It's Sunday, October 15th at 2:22 p.m. And this looks like a normal Sunday. It's, as you can see, partly sunny, cloudy, and temperature in the low 60s. A really nice day, especially after yesterday, when it rained the entire day, except for maybe a half hour in the morning. So, why are we here on today, Sunday, October 15th at 2:22 in the afternoon? What's wrong with this picture? You do see cars, although not a whole lot, traveling to our right on the first level of the viaduct, and no cars or trucks on the upper level. Nothing's moving to the left. So this is the beginning of the triple cantilever, even though what we're seeing right now is just a double cantilever. A portion of the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, which I understand people call the BQE, that goes from Atlantic Avenue, just a couple blocks to our right, to Sand Street, over a mile away to our left. And this weekend, even though, well, I don't know how much productivity they lost yesterday when it rained all day, but this weekend, all northbound traffic, which is normally what would be traveling on the upper deck of this viaduct, it's banned. And it's fanning out to local streets, and much to the delight, chagrin of residents in Brooklyn Heights, just above here, traffic, especially northbound traffic that's displaced from the BQE, is traveling through local, landmarked two streets, Clinton and Hicks, which go through the historic district of Brooklyn Heights. Now, bearing lots of displaced automobiles from this section of the BQE being closed. So we're going up Skirmahorn Street, which is, I'm sorry, not Skirmahorn, Droleman Street, which is the only street that you can take from Brooklyn Heights all the way down to Brooklyn Bridge Park. The only other way, two other ways to get there. We won't bother with them now. Cobblestone. Is it original? Like from the 1880s? No, it looks like it's in too good shape. I think if you go to sections of Red Hook, you'll find authentically old cobblestones. And one of my favorite buildings in Brooklyn Heights or in any quiet residential section like this is 58 Droleman across the street, which looks mostly like it's neighboring buildings on either side, except the windows are very dark and the front door looks kind of solid. 58 Droleman. Look it up. You'll see. So Hicks Street is one of the two streets absorbing most of the northbound traffic from the closure of the BQE. But it looks almost normal. Cute kid. Now, Remsen is the first street if you're coming from the south, as we are, or if you're heading north, as we are, is the first opportunity to access the Brooklyn Heights Promenade, the third level of the triple cantilever. So, I believe this is, oh, it's one way. Okay. Maybe it's just the last half block. That's too late. We have the Remsen cul-de-sac and the beginning of the promenade. Well, literally, here's something you don't see every day. Or, say, in my lifetime, any day. Yep, that's it. A truck going backwards. Nope, it's the northbound lanes of the BQE. All three of them, which would soon turn to two because of long-term traffic restrictions on the triple cantilever. But here we have a traffic-free middle level of the triple cantilever. And let's just go up to the promenade level. And there's the White Ferry. The White Ferry is headed to Governor's Island. The orange ferry behind it should be leaving any minute now. It's like 2:33. $2:34, one of my favorite times of day. So that's how the northbound BQE looks at 2:34 on a Sunday afternoon, October 15th, 2023. Oh, and let me just point out, well, two things. This beige structure with the vents in front of us is in fact ventilation and fan tower for the Montague Street tube, which carries the R between here and Manhattan. That tube's not in service this weekend because of construction.